Apple TV is the last saving grace for the Pac-12. Those were the words, the exact words spoken by Andrew Marchand this morning on Sports Business Journal, Sports Media Podcast with John Ourand. Welcome to episode 157 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our channel, smash that like button, share the video with your family and friends. Let's not waste any more time. This morning, episode 75, Apple, the Pac-12 and the future of the media rights. Again, from Marchand and Ourand's Sports Media Podcast. We're going to go through the bullet points. Going through the bullet points, we're going to provide the link to this great podcast in the description box below the video, but I'm going to give you the main points, the main bullet points to this, what I would consider very explosive podcast this morning. What's going on with the Pac-12 media rights? What's going on with the latest negotiations? Number one, nothing, according to Andrew Marchand, nothing is close at the moment between the Pac and the combination of ESPN and Amazon. They still are not close to a deal. If the Pac-12 wants to make this deal with Amazon and ESPN, they're going to have to come way down in what they expect in the price of the deal. They still are millions apart. So this isn't close, ladies and gentlemen. Amazon and ESPN getting a deal done with the Pac-12 at this moment is not close. Now, things can change fast, right? During media negotiations, but it's been months and months and months of this, and they're still not close. Marchand says he has concern about the Pac-12. Will the Arizona schools stay? Those are his words. Will Colorado stay? Will Utah stay? Again, this is the words of Andrew Marchand. It only takes one to leave. And then after that, no one wants to be left behind. Again, Sports Media Podcast says Amazon doesn't want the tonnage. They've been saying this for weeks and months, while other people have been saying the opposite. Amazon doesn't want the tonnage. They only want a game a week. ESPN has become very selective. They're not willing to spend the money that the Pac-12 wants. ESPN is becoming very selective in what they get in sports media packages going forward. Then they talked about Apple TV being the last saving grace. Holy smokes. John Ourand says it's not looking good for the Pac-12. Apple TV, if they were going to come into the space and grab Pac-12's media rights, they would want the whole thing, everything, nothing left behind for any other media company. If Pac-12 truly goes with Apple TV, Apple TV gets everything. They have international, global rights of the Pac-12 everywhere. Pac-12 network, Apple TV would own it all. And they would use it in the same way that they do with MLS. John Ourand also says, 6 months ago, there was a good deal to be had. His exact words on this podcast this morning. The Pac-12, 6 months ago, there was a good deal to be had. A deal that would have looked similar to the Big 12. Those were not his words. Those are my words. Something along with the Big 12 got. But the Pac-12 overvalued itself once again in the marketplace. Nothing is close at the moment. Nothing is close. Apple TV is the last saving grace, but nothing is close when it comes to Amazon and ESPN making a deal with the Pac-12. Yes, there's real concern. the implosion is about to happen. George Kliavkoff is going to present this deal to the Pac-12 universities' presidents. Most of the reaction to this news from last night, we did a live show, and of course this morning, the Sports Media Podcast, most of the news has been swift and ugly for the Pac-12. There are still some Pac-12 holdouts that are trying to look positive on this, trying to spin this. Apple TV is on the coming edge, right? But as John Ourand said this morning in the Sports Media Podcast, Pac-12 athletic directors, university presidents, they of course want to be into the ecosystem of college football. The ecosystem. Apple TV is not in the ecosystem. In this podcast, they went through the difficulties of switching back and forth from streaming Apple TV into the world of ESPN, Fox, the networks. Maybe technology will change, but it's not there yet. Pac-12's in trouble. Last night in our live show, we declared for the first time ever that the favorite now, at plus 125, if you go to the imaginary PATC Sportsbook, it would be for plus 125 that the Pac-12 will stay together. In other words, they're not the favorite anymore to keep their core. Pac-12 implosion about to happen. Every indication says, yes, it is about to happen. George Kliavkoff has to get a deal done, but if this is their only deal left, if Amazon and ESPN is not even close to a deal with the Pac-12, and we're sitting here February 22nd, as John Ourand said in this podcast, it doesn't look good for the Pac-12. Put down your comments in the comment section below the video. Agree with me, disagree with me, put it down. I read them all. Fantastic comments, episode after episode after episode in the PATC community, and I thank you so very much. Subscribe to our channel because we could be going live today, tomorrow, tonight, this afternoon. Anytime we could pop up to cover this story and other stories in college football. Until next time, and it's going to be just around the corner. Until next time, from all of us at Peek Around the Corner, to all of you, please, you all take care of each other. Thank you so very much.